Hey, what's up guys, Vans here. And I know 5.1 just recently hit and there were some changes made to marksmanship that are questioning some of you guys, thinking that it might be better than the Bestial Wrath. And throughout this video I'm going to be showing you exactly the pros and cons of both specs and why which one is better than the other. Let's get started. Alright you guys, I'm going to be playing some battleground footage in the background as marksmanship. I'll also be showing some arenas. Don't base marksmanship completely off what you're seeing this. I do decently well in these, but don't really base it off of you guys. I am an experienced hunter, and it's just an arena. It's more of a drawn out match as marksmanship. It's just because you're not Beastmaster and you don't have that good sustained burst, and especially Bestial Wrath for you to get out of CCs. In a battleground, don't completely base it off that either, because you can completely stand max range and still pump out decent damage and still do decently well at the end of the scoreboard. Alright, I'm going to be going on all the changes that have been changed up to 5.1. Now, I'm going to be reading them out and explaining them as I go, so if you want to get a pen and paper ready, go ahead and do that, because there's quite the amount of information that's going to be called out here. And I really want to do this just because I want all of you guys to completely soak in that information and get my perspective in it. Once again, I guess that's why you guys are subscribed to me, right? But let's go ahead and get started. Alright, the first change made is Aspect of the Hawk and Aspect of the Iron Hawk now increases range attack power by 15%. The hotfix that was made to this about a day or two ago, it was originally 10% but is now 15%. I guess they're kind of slowly buffing us, but you guys are just gonna keep hearing me and just gonna completely keep saying it that these changes aren't even useful. They're just completely messing up everything right now, and I'm not a fan of it. Let's continue though. Careful Aim now increases the critical strike chance of steady shot and aim shot by 75% on targets who are above 80% health. Now, this is a pretty good little change. If you want to bring back how we started in Cataclysm, most hunters really like to start off with a hard cast aim shot into a Chimera shot. This just means that your aim shot is pretty much guaranteed to crit before the target is under 80% health. So if you want to use an on-use trinket and then cast that aim shot, it's going to be a really nice little damage thing, but it's not going to be completely crucial. It'll probably only hit for around 60k, and nowadays that isn't even enough. The duration of steady focus has been increased to 20 seconds, up from 10 seconds. Now what this is when you steady shot twice, you get the buff called steady focus. Now what steady focus is, it's an increased haste. Haste is pretty much one of the worst stats I could think of for a hunter. Especially this change that they made, it doesn't even remotely matter, because half the time is, as a marksmanship hunter, you're spamming steady shot anyways, even if your Chimera shot is down, because it's basically your only damaging spell. Aspect of the Fox has been completely removed. I kind of like this. It's pretty much the only little change that it's one of the biggest, I'd probably say. And there is another one, but I'm going to go into that a bit later. But Aspect of the Fox has been completely removed. This just means that we're going to get a bit more damage while we're moving, just because before 5.1 you were supposed to go into Fox so you can move with your steady shot or your Cobra shot depending on what spec you are. But now you'll get that benefit from the Aspect of the Hawk. So, a little bit of more range attack power from that, but still not a huge increase. Lynx Rush is now a bleed effect that causes damage every 3 seconds over a period of 15 seconds and stacks up to 9 times. I find this to be a really useless spell, just because when you do activate Lynx Rush, if there's targets near the main target that you want to go on, it's just going to hop around and it's going to spread that bleed. So if there's around like 3 people, maybe 1 pet in there, one's going to have 5, one's going to have 2, the other one's going to have 3. So it's just not a really good spell at all to use, because the damage is really just unpredictable and inevitable. Bestial Wrath no longer grants hunter pets immunity to crowd control effects, and instead now breaks existing crowd control effects when activated. What this means is that you can still use it to get out of a cyclone or something like that, but your pet can still be completely CC'd, so it can be cloned, hodged, anything while the effects of Bestial Wrath. What I recommend to counter this, I haven't tried it myself, but if you want to get that glyph of men pet, I'm pretty sure it has a chance of dispelling on every tick the pet or the men pet does. So if you want to give it a try, it can dispel some of it, considering that most healer dispels are on 8-second cooldown. So you might want to have that in there, considering it is your main damaging ability. Alright, the glyph changes. The glyph of Icy Solace has been renamed to Glyph of Solace, and now causes both Scatter Shot and Freezing Trap to remove all damaging over time effects from the target. Now the change to this is that they will be completely removing Glyph of Scattering, which did remove all dots and everything like that, so now you'll only need 1. So you can even trap off of a Hog, even if there's dots still on them, it will completely clear it, and you'll get that full CC rotation in that you want. The new major glyph that has been added towards marksmanship hunters is Glyph of Aim Shot. This glyph allows aim shot to be used while moving. This is a pretty good glyph. I'd probably only use it when I have rapid fire up, and you really just want to save rapid fire and most of your cooldowns as a marksmanship hunter for the right moment. You want to play this completely tactical, and you don't want to just play completely Mongo as if you're playing a Beast Mastery hunter and Stampede wasn't even nerfed yet. That's the mindset you guys want to have towards that. Alright, we went through all the 5.1 changes that they brought to the table. Now the question is, which is better, Beast Mastery or Marksmanship? In my opinion, I strongly believe that Beast Mastery is still way better due to the fact that the damage is better, mobility, and due to the fact that Bestial Wrath is that huge that you can get out of clones, deeps, sheeps. It's just stuff like that that can really put you up in the game. Especially for a deep freeze, if you don't have Royal Sacrifice or Trinket, you can just Bestial Wrath it and then feign death and completely mitigate all that damage, or even camo it after you Bestial Wrath it. It's just that many things that Beast Mastery brings to the table. One of the more important things is that the damage output from Marksmanship isn't even that good. You only have that Chimera Shot that's on an 8-second cooldown, and you have so many more abilities from Beast Mastery that your Kill Command especially is on a 6-second cooldown, and by then your Blink Strike will be back up, your Glaive Toss, your Arcane Shots with Thrill of the Hunt. You just have that much more damage, and especially now that you can get that much more damage without being an Aspect of the Fox, it's just even better. There you have it, guys. Little sweet and concrete little update for 5.1. I am going to be starting my next dueling guide. It's either going to be Warlocks or Ferals. I haven't decided yet. Put down in the comments below which one you want to see once again, and it's either Feral Warlock, the one that's written the most. I will definitely do it. I am going to be putting out a lot more arena content, and I am going to try and do some marksmanship arena just so you guys can see the difference between both Beast Mastery and Hunter. Once again, this is Manzout, and I hope you enjoyed it. See you guys.